All right, we've kind of approached a another point of I don't know, like just a place where you can actually think again, and the process of coming down the staircase when you get high on this shit. Um, anyway, finally, kind of feeling a little bit more lucid. Just kind of thinking about how funny things are. I was listening to some music just to kind of pass the time, kind of calm me down, just kind of breathe it out, you know. Um, and I was like, dude, I have so much of this fucking Genshin Impact music in my fucking Spotify, dude. And like because for a long time I played the game Genshin Impact, bro. Fuck. Is this something I should talk about? It's not like important at all, but this is like one of the things that was doing that gave me like something to do, I guess, for some of the time. It accounts for some of my sanity, I suppose. I don't know if I'd call it sanity. Not that I really did anything special. Um, Part of what kept me sane was Genshin Impact. Apparently, I don't know. I guess that's what we're going to talk about. But yeah, like during like what COVID or whatever, Genshin Impact came out, right? And this is like kind of when fucking, I'm normally a loner, bro, but like when COVID came out, like, yo, fucking lonerism was fucking spreading, bro. Fucking nobody was going out, right? So, we were all looking for something to fucking do. And so Genshin Impact comes out and I start to play it. And it's a fucking surprisingly good game. In fact, it's a really good game. Mechanically, like the elemental reaction system. I'm actually a fucking nerd about that game, although my knowledge is really out of date. Like I haven't played the game in about probably 2 years. But anyway, I did play it though, however, for about fucking whenever it came out until probably like 2023 sometime. So I played that bitch for like 3 years, pretty much daily, right? And I didn't really spend money on Genshin, other than like but I did spend money, But I would buy like the if you know anything about gacha games, and bro, this is probably not the one that you want to listen to. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I'm just high, so I'm just talking about something. Fuck it. This is what this fucking channel is, bro. We talking about gacha games now. Anyway, so I fucking played the game, whatever. And this is the first time I've ever played this fucking genre of game. That it's a gacha, and this is really important to know, is that gacha is not the style of game that it is. It's the style of monetization. It's the style of progression. That's what gacha is how you progress, and it's how you monetize. But the game that they made is just like a 3D open world, whatever you want to call it. But it's a story game. That's a really fun game to play. But the monetization model is gacha. And so it's actually just evil, except that it's really fun. So it's an unfortunate thing, right, basically. Because you have to play a lot to... Basically, what the model does is, it'll drip feed you fucking primo gems, and then they'll release, a new thing, and then... what Genshin was good at is that it didn't really, for a long time, I've heard it's way different now, is that it didn't really... it was balanced. Like most games, just kind of like the newest thing is the best thing ever, and you have to get the new thing or you suck. And Genshin wasn't really like that. You could kind of make anything work, and that was cool. That was unique. So it kind of just felt like you could have fun no matter what the fuck you wanted to do, no matter who you wanted to use. And generally speaking, you could. That's probably not necessarily the case anymore. Because again, they had foundationally a very good game. You can use a lot of, cool characters to have very fun gameplay, but at the same time, they're making money off of the waifus and husbando shit, right? And all that stuff's very well and good, whatever. But anyway, so I play this shit like, it's just a little thing to do every day. There's just a tiny little morsel to do every day. And it keeps you kind of addicted to it. It's weird, man. It really is a weird fucking drug of its own that I was using for a while. And I don't necessarily think that it's a healthy type of model of game. But what I did like about it, and I think this is what actually got me through it, is the community engagement of the game. Like there's so many, like Genshin Impact streamers and, stuff like that. I used to watch a lot of that stuff, and I used to be in like Discords and talking about, the math behind, the builds, right? I was like one of those nerdy guys who's fucking trying to figure out how to optimize their, Spiral Abyss clears. And it was fun, and I had a lot of fun doing it. It's just fucking so lame that's what I was up to with my fucking time as a grown man. You know what I mean? Like that's that's what really kind of hit the pavement, is that shit's just so fucking lame that I was doing that shit in my own time, But anyway, it was just kind of a little something to do every day. If you wake up, come back from PT, fucking you gotta fucking do some bullshit on that game, and then you go to work. Like this was just a routine thing. You come back from work, you can do some bullshit on that game, and then you go to sleep. And this is so weird, but those little routines did help somehow. But the problem is that, and they didn't get a lot of money out of this, but you can see how a company could exploit a person this way. And in fact, that's exactly what they want to do. That's their whole operation. I don't know what my point is to say that if you're going to play gacha games, fucking play responsibly. Oh shit, okay. Man, my thoughts are really unfucking, they're just wandering crazy. But anyway, that was something that just kind of helped me over time. There are some people I have made friendships with in those communities that were kind of like some of the, again, just like very minimal shit. But it was a little bit of interaction that kind of helped me get through some of these times. Shout out those guys who will remain nameless. But, it was fun chatting with you guys and just nerding it up, fucking doing spreadsheets and sending clips and all that shit. But anyway. But yeah, so Genshin's music is still all over my fucking Spotify, and I really do just want to get rid of it. But at the same time, again, I do think Genshin's like, it's such a tragedy because it's like such a great game with the worst monetization model ever. And I think that's like basically what that company tries to do, is make genuinely good product and put it in the most trash, most fucking horrendous game model of all time. And it's just, it's honestly horrible. I really hate the gacha model, but I can't blame them for what it is, for doing it. Like, it's just so addictive, but I don't know. Enough said. But anyway, over time, though, I kind of wanted to kind of grow out of it and just put it away. It was getting kind of annoying. It was getting in the way of work. It would be awkward to do in the field, or, awkward or just impossible. And I would either way, I would feel kind of bad about it. Whether I pulled it out and did it, or whether I didn't do it and I missed out on the, it's just kind of like this weird thing that is so weird to say that mattered at all to a human being. Like, why would that shit matter? It doesn't. But when you have nothing else in your life, it did, right? And again, this is how sad life was, when you're looking at it. Like, this is something that I somewhat was cared about, right? Not that it really would have mattered if, fucking I lost it or whatever. But anyway, the point is I think that that's probably something that company is exploiting. Is that certain people just kind of are looking for something to do, and something that kind of pulls them back in and back in and back in and back in, and that's what they've created. But so I can't blame them for that. But yeah, that shit is. They didn't. I think the actual creators behind it want to make a good game. It's just that you're going to be so manipulated if you play it. If you can look past everything and just kind of play without spending money, you're good. And I never really spent any money on it. I guess the story I'm gonna maybe somewhat tell you about is well, I mean, this is not really important to say, but I mean, I was able at some point. I kind of quit and I sold my account. And when I sold my account, I sold it for like a lot of money. Well, I mean, relatively like a lot of money. It was like $750, which was probably, I mean, it was like, I don't know, 3 years old. Probably spending like $5 to $10 a month on the game. I don't know. Like it's like $60 a year. I don't know. It was a profit, right? It was like profit, anytime, except that, all of the time that I spent, obviously you're never going to get that time back. But, yeah, easiest money I ever made, fucking profit, $700 down the drain. Anyway, what I realized was that, my account was valuable because of just like the way that I had played it. I had played it, diligently or whatever, right? So I realized that certain people were also selling their accounts, and they had played them like I had played them every day, played them well. I was like, they're underselling them because because they're well taken care of versus not, kind of poorly taken. I kind of was able to. I just knew the market very well because I knew the game very well. So I instantly started kind of buying and selling accounts. I was like flipping them for a little while, and well, technically I don't do it anymore. I could do it. I kind of, and maybe I should. Like, again, I could get back into, you don't really have to know too much other than, to kind of be a buyer and seller in this space. You don't really have to know too much about the games to actually do it. You just have to know how to secure emails and stuff, and I'm pretty familiar with it. It's a little tedious, but it's just like email transference to sell these things. But anyway, so what was I going to talk about? Anyway, for about a year, I spent like I technically I'd quit the game, but then I also kind of kept trailing along. I wasn't playing it anymore, but I was just kind of keeping up with it so that I could keep up with the current meta and know who's valuable so that I could buy and sell effectively, right? And so I did that for about a year, maybe like a year and 6 months. And then I kind of just, at the end of my military career, I was like, yeah, I'm also going to kind of stop with this too. But I still do have a lot of like accounts, but I just haven't sold them. But, I could easily get back into the business starting from zero. I could build it back up, I think. But so that's another option for me financially, is to go in that direction. So a lot of ideas to pursue here, because this one is probably mostly going to be a personal memories. Oh, the memories type of account, because this is really a beautiful moment for me. As I'm sitting here recording this message, I'm in a really good place right now. Really having fun. So, yeah, don't do drugs, kids.